Hello everyone. Welcome to IAS. Let's discuss today's prelims topics. Question 1 with reference to Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, consider the following statements. 1. The Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, is a measure of the prevailing direction of economic trends in manufacturing. It started in 1948 by the UK-based Institute of Supply Management. 3. Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, is an indicator of business activity in the manufacturing sector only. Which of the following given above are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is A. Started in 1948 by the US-based Institute of Supply Management. Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, is an indicator of business activity both in the manufacturing and services sectors. Question 2 with reference to Agra Fort, consider the following statements. 1. It is a World Heritage Site. 2. This fort has been occupied by several dynasties, including the Guptas, Rajputs, Mughals, Jats, and Marathas. 3. Mahmud Ghori took this fort from the Rajputs in 1080. Which of the following given above are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is A. Mahmud Ghaznavi took this fort from the Rajputs in 1080. This fort has been occupied by several dynasties, including Rajputs, Mughals, Jats, and Marathas. Historians believe that in the 11th century, a fort named Badalgarh was built of mud and bricks by Rajputs of the Sikarwar dynasty at the site where the Agra fort currently stands. Mahmud Ghaznavi took this fort from the Rajputs in 1080. This fort was seized by Sikandar Lodi in 1487, but it had turned into ruins by that time. After it was renovated in 1504 AD, Sikandar Lodi used it as the Lodi dynasty's center of power. Sikandar Lodi died at this fort, and his son Ibrahim Lodi governed from here for 9 years. Ibrahim Lodi was killed fighting Babur's forces in the First Battle of Panipat in 1526. After losing to Babur, the Lodi dynasty's authority came to an end, and Badalgarh fell under the power of the Mughals, along with the Kohinoor diamond, known as the Pride of India. In 1530 AD, Humayun was crowned as the second Mughal emperor at this fort, but in 1539, Humayun was defeated by Sher Shah Suri in the Battle of Chausa, and Sher Shah took over this fort. Question 3. Consider the following statements about exercise Ekta. 1. Held biannually. 2. Between Indonesia and Maldives. Which of the following given above are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. Both. D. None. The answer is D. Between India and Maldives. Held annually. Question 4. Consider the following statements about norovirus. 1. Norovirus, sometimes referred to as the winter vomiting disease, is the most common cause of gastroenteritis. 2. Norovirus is a very contagious virus that causes vomiting and diarrhea. 3. The virus is named after the city of Norwalk, Ohio, US, where an outbreak occurred in 1968. Which of the following given above are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is C. Often called the stomach flu, can quickly spread via particles from vomit and poop, through contaminated surfaces, tainted food and water, and contact with people who have the virus. Question 5 with reference to India Rankings 2023, which implements the National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF, drafted for this purpose by the Ministry of Education in 2015, consider the following statements. 1. Indian Institute of Technology Kanpur retains its first position in overall category for the 5th consecutive year, i. 2019 to 2023, and in engineering for the 8th consecutive year, i. from 2016 to 2023. 2. Indian Institute of Science, Mumbai tops the universities category for the 8th consecutive year, i. from 2016 to 2023. It stood first in Research Institutions category for the 3rd consecutive year, i. from 2021 to 2023. 3. IIM Ahmedabad tops in Management subject, retaining its first position for the 4th consecutive year, i. from 2020 to 2023. Which of the following given above are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 3. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is B. Indian Institute of Technology Madras retains its first position in overall category for the 5th consecutive year, i. 2019 to 2023, and in engineering for the 8th consecutive year, i. from 2016 to 2023. Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru tops the universities category for the 8th consecutive year, i. from 2016 to 2023, and it stood first in Research Institutions category for the 3rd consecutive year, i. from 2021 to 202. This is the 8th consecutive edition of India Rankings of HEIs in India. 3 distinct additions to the 2023 edition of India Rankings are as follows. Introduction of a new subject, namely agriculture and allied sectors. Integration of the innovation ranking previously executed by the Atal Ranking of Institutions on Innovation Achievements (ARIA) into the India Rankings with an aim to reduce the burden on institutions of providing similar data to two different agencies. Expansion of scope of architecture to architecture and planning to include institutions imparting courses in urban and town planning. Question 6. Consider the following statements about Van Dhan Vikas Kandras. 1. It is an initiative targeting livelihood generation for the tribal population by harnessing the wealth of forest i. Van Dhan. 2. The program aims to tap into the traditional knowledge and skill sets of tribal people by adding technology and information technology for the upgradation of output at each stage and to convert the tribal wisdom into a remunerative economic activity. 3. The scheme has a two-tiered implementation process that involves the formation of Van Dhan Vikas Kandras at the village level and Van Dhan Vikas Samuh at the district level. Which of the following given above are correct? A. Only 2. B. First 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is B. The scheme has a three-tiered implementation process that involves the formation of Van Dhan Vikas Kandras at the village level, Van Dhan Vikas Sanrakshan Samitis at the cluster level, and Van Dhan Vikas Samuh at the district level. Van Dhan Vikas Yojana ki highlights. An initiative targeting livelihood generation for tribal gatherers and transforming them into entrepreneurs. The idea is to set up tribal community-owned Van Dhan Vikas Kandras (VDVKs) in predominantly forested tribal districts. A Kundra shall constitute of 15 tribal SHGs, each comprising of up to 20 tribal NTFP gatherers or artisans, i.e. about 300 beneficiaries per Van Dhan Kandra. 100% central government funded with TRIFT providing 15 lakhs rupees for each 300-member Van Dhan Kandra. Question 7. With reference to District Legal Services Authority, DLSA, consider the following statements. 1. Lok Adalats are organized by District Legal Services Authority at regular intervals. 2. The District Legal Services Authority is situated in the District Courts complex in every district and chaired by the District Judge of the respective district. 3. A civil judge cadre judicial officer is appointed as secretary on full-time basis. Which of the following given above are correct? A. Only one. B. Only two. C. All three. D. None. The answer is C. Question 8. What is peer-to-peer, P2P, lending? 1. Peer-to-peer, P2P, lending is a form of financial technology that allows people to lend or borrow money from one another without going through a bank. P2P lenders are small cooperatives investors who want to get a better return on their cash savings than they would get from a bank savings account or certificate of deposit. 3. The default rates for P2P loans are much lower than those in traditional finance. Which of the following given above are correct? A. Only one. B. Only two. C. All three. D. None. The answer is A. The default rates for P2P loans are much higher than those in traditional finance. P2P lenders are individual investors who want to get a better return on their cash savings than they would get from a bank savings account or certificate of deposit. Thank you, everyone. Do subscribe to this channel. Use code SPLIVE to join Unacademy.